Welcome back to the HIPPO Triathlon channel, back into another week. Catch me just coming out the pool, getting the first swim of the week done. Back to 45-minute swims, so didn't get a chance to finish the set. Managed to get 3 out of the 5 that I was supposed to do in the main set before time ran out. So yeah, but on to a good week, a nice bit of sunshine out. Got a 15-minute run planned later. And yeah, I'll catch you later on the run. Here we are, out on the run. A bit later than expected. A few things happened at home, which meant that I couldn't head out as early as I wanted to. So it's now like 8 o'clock, I think, something about that. Just get out for 15 minutes. So I'm just out and back again. Hopefully you can hear me. I put a muffler on the camera, but it is pretty windy and dire conditions. So I hate running at this time of night. Like any late sessions, obviously really lethargic by then. Like I've done all my eating, right? I just feel weighted down by it all. So it's never an enjoyable run. Sort of very glad it's 15 minutes, to be honest. But it's one of those, just gonna get it done. Some good news to come out today is I got a phone call to say I could go and see the rehab specialists. So that's tomorrow now. So they managed to fit me in quickly. So that's pretty good. So yeah, heading up there tomorrow morning. Got about 45-minute consultation with another physio and doctor. Have a good look at my knee and see where we go from there. So might have an update from that later on. So hopefully we do. But yeah, right, let's leave me to feel lethargic on this run. There you go, run done, just before it gets too dark. Yeah, like I said, always feel lethargic. It's not the best type of running, but just got it done. I'll put some stats up, nothing major is it, and move on to tomorrow. So see you then. Okay, just arriving at the rehab centre to speak to the physio and the doctor for a second opinion. So I'll see you on the other side. Horrible windy day, but the sun has now come out, so we can revel in this, and you don't get to see the horrible weather that we've been on. But you managed to catch the grim weather. Not great as well. So coming down a hill, there was a nice pop, and one of my spokes has come out. So my wheels buckled. About 6 miles, 7 miles from home, so a bit of a nightmare. But not a lot we can do about that, so just cruising it back in. I'll catch you at the end. Oh, right, done. Yeah, a mixture of weather on that one. Like, it was raining hard when I went out, and then sort of seemed to get quite warm and sunny. Then it rained again, like really bad. Lots of wind, headwind all the way up the hills, and out the back, and then sort of warmed up again, and then like I said, it sort of hammered it down, and a bit of hail to finish, which got in. But I said, yeah, when I was going down the hill, my spokes just popped. I don't know which one. No. It'll be the last one. There we go. So yeah, had to undo my brake to get back. So yeah, yeah. So I have to try and get that fixed, or buy a new wheel, which is probably the best option, isn't it? But yeah, overall good ride. I don't even know how far we went in the end. I'll put some up so we can see, but yeah, a good ride in the end, bar that. So yeah, good. So yes, I wanted to, obviously I said about coming out of physio and stuff. I will discuss it later. It's nothing major, it's just next steps that we go to. So yeah, I'll speak to you later about that. All done. Horrible weather. There's like hails, you'll see in the video before, but like it was just hailing at the start. Sun's come out to finish, but I'll talk later once we've rode back to discuss timings. Yeah, so a little talk about the TT from Thursday. It's now the next day, but it was a tough ride, tough conditions. It's not as windy, but as we set off, it just started hailing. Like I was waiting to start, and it was just hailing and hailing and hailing. But I went and I was just sort of thought I'd push hard when I can, take it easy on the downhills. Brakes were poor, so I knew that downhill would be slower. But got round 2 laps. Quite a few people didn't start, a few people didn't finish. They pulled out after the first lap because of the weather. It was quite dangerous. It's probably the worst that a lot of people have sort of cycled in. But as always, you finish and then the sun comes out and it looks like it wasn't that bad of a ride. But I think it was a minute slower than last week's first one, which I expected with the conditions, but to only be a minute with like slowing down on the downhills, probably pushed a bit hard on the uphills. First uphill, which is like the first climb out, there was a police car sort of crawling up there at about 10 mile an hour. I'd hit the bend and was starting to push up the hills and had to slow down for this police car, but couldn't get past it. And then it sped off as I'd slowed down, so then I had to grind to get myself back up to speed up the hill, which sort of set me back a little bit, but in the conditions, not too fussed. But yeah, overall happy with how I put myself about there and how I pushed. So yeah, overall a good ride, and looking forward to doing it again once I sort the bike out. Right, time to get the swimming done. Woof. What a great swim that was. So the main set was supposed to be 1800, but I went for 1900 just to see where I was at for the half distance stuff, and yeah, pleasantly surprised with that. 36 minutes, so it was put down as like 7 to 8 RPE. I did the first 1500, didn't look at the watch, aimed off for about what I thought was about 7, and then pushed on to the top end of sort of 8 for the last 400. So yeah, I think there's still more in the tank there. Progression's coming on really good. So yeah, pretty happy with that swim. See you in a bit. Yeah, the turbo session for Saturday. Didn't finish it. I managed to get 15 minutes in. Just really wasn't feeling it. A few things have happened today that have ruined my mood. I thought the bike would get rid of that, but started on the bike, something else happened, spoiled the mood a bit more. Got back on the bike after that, and then everything's just going against me. Like, battery's now running low on the thing, and I'm hungry now because it's gone on. It's like nearly, well, it's gone 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so just a frustrating ride. But got a swim done, so at least I've done something for the day. And we'll go again tomorrow. 3-hour ride tomorrow, but both brakes are absolutely shot on the bike, so it's going to be on the turbo, which I'm not looking forward to 3 hours on a turbo. So, oh well, see you in a bit. So just about to get ready to do the long ride. So it's Sunday. Having to do it indoors. Well, the weather's all right. I'd have been happy to go out, but since Thursday, the TT, had problems with the brakes not working. Then managed to get them to work for a little bit. Now they just stick, front and back just stick when I press them. So I've not managed to sort it yet. So I can go on the turbo, unfortunately. So it's 3 hours. I'm not sure I'm gonna last 3 hours on a turbo. I find it mind-numbing and boring. But we will go on. So it's the ride done. I think it's like the theme of this week is not going to plan. I feel all right, but the knee is aching. So I ran a little bit. I did the junior park run this morning with Darcy, and yeah, it's just aggravated. I think running's gonna have to come off, even short amounts. But yeah, an hour in, my knee's just in pain across there, so I've sort of came to the decision that it's probably best to not push on. But yeah, also then I won't have to do it now, but there's like a creak or a crunch when I pedal on the bike as well, so just another thing to add to the brakes. I will have a look at it today. I'm not very good with bikes, but I will have a look at it just to see if it's something simple, and if not, look at spending money on it and getting it fixed, getting in for another service, which I only had a service on it like a few months back. So it's kind of frustrating that these things are happening now, but hey ho, just one of those things, isn't it? Right, okay, catch you later. So the update from the doctors and the physio was that they think there's some damage there. They're not exactly sure what. They don't think it's ACL or that sort of damage, but they're not ruling it out. So going for an MRI, which was lucky as it came back quite quickly. So I've got the MRI next Thursday, which is good. So I have that Thursday, and then it'll be sort of first couple of weeks of May should get results, and then we'll know a little bit more. So I think going forward, like I said before, we need to get rid of the running, I think, out of it, because it's just aggravating it more and more, and then just reassess where we're at, and make decisions on races I've got coming up, which on that, obviously I'm not going to be running, so I will put something out soon regarding what I want to do for that, and maybe one of you guys could get involved and help out. We'll see. But yeah, overall not a bad week. I'll put up the final things. Not quite, didn't get the final sort of mileage and times that I wanted to conduct this week, but overall still a solid week. And just keep ticking over, trying to be a little bit more consistent. Yeah. Again, thanks for watching. Hit a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.